Hey everybody, welcome back to our special daytime on the road at lovely Richmond Green Park. Dennis Flanagan is with us. He is from Landscape Ontario. And Jacqueline, as you said before we came back from break, we're talking about the birds, the bees, the flowers, and the trees, if you will. Right?
You could say
that. Right, Dennis?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dennis, I want to start, because there's so many different plants here at this park. I want to talk about a couple in particular that you brought that are important. So where do you want to start?
Attracting wildlife to a garden, whether it's butterflies, birds, hummingbirds, you need colour. You need some vibrant colour. And you're right, Jeff, some of the plants in this park, natural wildflowers, are just beautiful. And that's going to attract wildlife, and that's why they landscape the park that way. In your own gardens, you might want to add some plants that you can buy from nurseries. This is lantana. Probably one of the top plants for attracting butterflies. Yeah, look at, well done, Jeff.
Well done.
A lot of beautiful colors
so
right
the vibrant reds and oranges really attract that wildlife?
They'll attract it, and they'll see that from blocks away and come to your garden. Mother Nature is very clever and sequences the season. This is called a butterfly bush. It's not in bloom right now, but the tag there, if the camera picks it up. So another month from now, that will come into bloom, and that continues the stream of butterflies coming to your garden.
So does that one specifically attract butterflies more than anything else?
This is amazing. If you walk into a garden centre at the end of August, when all these are in bloom, there'll be hundreds of butterflies in the gardens. It's an amazing plant. Salvia, if you're into containers or smaller plants, that's wonderful. And fuchsia. Lots of people grow fuchsias. Everything we've talked about here are perennials or shrubs. Fuchsia's an annual, so you're going to have to bring that into the house.
So you grow it every year, right?
Yeah, every year. But the secret with this is, if you've ever watched hummingbirds, they have that long, tongue. And so they go for tubular flowers. Anything that has a bell-shaped flower like that. So that's why fuchsias are one of the #1 plants that will attract hummingbirds to your garden. Put that there, and maybe also have a hummingbird feeder with sugar and water solution. You'll sit there and enjoy hummingbirds all summer long.
Dennis Flanagan, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
If you're planting a garden knowing that this blooms now and this blooms later, do you have to sort of stage it out for your garden to sort of continually be growing?
Yeah, that's why it pays to get a designer, get a computer. But the other elements, flowers are one thing, but what butterflies in particular need are some other elements in a natural garden. And what they love to do is they love to sunbathe, just like you guys do. And so
butterflies.
to get some nice dark flat rocks, stones, and put them in the garden, and it's really charming. It's actually lovely. They'll actually sit on here and sunbathe on a hot day, and it's really kind of like us going on vacation, because the opposite they need is a little bit of water. And
see, I'd like to sunbathe on one of these nice hot rocks. Yes, they're beautiful.
But like any wildlife, they need water. They need to have a drink. And typically butterflies, if you watch them in nature, they go into little mud puddles on the ground. And so if you can get a tray or a little clay dish, and Jeff, if I can add, or Jacqueline, you add the water. We'll get Jeff to make a little mud pie there.
They're going back to the days of being a caterpillar, right? Revisiting their childhood.
They are. Now, she's a bit stingy with there we are.
Is that enough?
Don't be stingy. Give me a little water.
Bring you guys to a splash pad.
Tell me when, Dennis.
That's it. Woo! You've gone like little kids now. Look at you.
Need a little more
we
dirt
are
in
little
there,
kids.
Dennis.
You know us.
So literally, you're making a little mud shell. And in the butterfly business, that's called puddling. They'll actually come and sit in the mud puddle.
But it's so funny that such a beautiful little insect likes to be muddy and
get dirty feet.
Dirty feet.
They taste with their feet. They smell with their feet. They smell with their feet.
That's right. Yeah. But how long have butterflies been around?
Longer than
forever.
Longer than plastic, right? So I just brought this here because it's easy.
Oh, I love it. When we come back, everybody, we're going to continue on with Denis Flanagan, and we're going to talk about drying your plants if you want to preserve them. We'll be right back with more on Daytime. Welcome back to the show. We are here with Denis Flanagan from Landscape Ontario. We're continuing our discussion about attracting wildlife, but this time we're moving on to
We are.
the flowers.
Yeah, and this is a great way to keep kids involved in gardening, kids involved in nature.
Yeah.
Attracting the butterflies and the hummingbirds is great, but after they've watched them for about 2.2 seconds, they're bored, right?
That's what's next, Dennis.
Yeah.
So we need some time. So a very old technique, hundreds of years old,
Yeah.
is collecting flowers and pressing them.
Yeah.
So you can use them for projects, just to catalog them, and kids love this stuff.
Yeah.
The simplest thing to make is this little cardboard press. You just
Okay.
Don't lose it. It's very
Yeah, I
windy
know,
today.
it's pretty windy. So
We don't want
if
to lose
you-
this expensive
I
device.
know. So if you just cut 2 pieces of cardboard like that,
Okay.
take some colourful copier paper like that.
It has to be colored, not white.
Well,
Better if it's colored.
you know, I know you camera guys don't like white. I read your instructions,
There you
Joshua.
go.
It's very adventurous in the wind too. May I
It
point out.
is. It's neat to try to find some of the flowers that are flat. So things like the daisy family,
Yeah.
this little
Oh, okay.
coreopsis here. So if you just snip off the tops of those, well, yeah, pull them off. You don't need that. You're tough.
Oh, this yellow
Look
one?
at that. Yeah,
Be
just
nice.
tip off the and put it in. That's
Okay.
it. That's it. Press it down.
Press
That's
it?
it.
Press
Just slightly.
it.
Okay.
You can add things like flat leaves to add to your collection.
Now we should point out that if you're doing this at home,
Do it
inside, it's much easier.
It's not as windy.
Way easier.
not as
Yeah.
windy.
You don't need 3 people. Just one will do.
Let's see if you can get one of the, oh,
Wanna
the
get one of
oxide
these?
daisy.
Ah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay.
And you're just going to fold that copy of paper over, he says,
Okay.
All right.
like that. And then we're going
Done.
to put our press together.
All right.
2 elastic bands.
I love this
Jeff, get
whole-
into the action.
Oh no! You got
One way, one the other.
That's it, Dennis?
You're going to do that. You're going to then sort of find a couple of heavy rocks, bricks, books,
Yep.
something to weight that down.
Something to,
for
yep.
About 3 or 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks.
Wow.
What's going to
I
happen?
thought he was going to say days.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking minutes.
Yeah, no, 3 or 4 weeks, weight it down, and then those flowers are going to press nice and flat. The moisture's going to come out of them. You can take them and glue them onto books or bookmarks
love
and have
it.
all sorts of fun with it.
Put it in your scrapbook, do
Put
whatever.
it in your scrapbook, and I mean the whole idea of butterflies, hummingbirds, pressing flowers is sort of to take the stress out of life, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
for
isn't that
that's for the
nice?
kids. You know, I think the adults, to take the
is
stress out of
this?
life. Well, after you've had a day pressing flowers,
Yes.
you go to the LCBO.
Okay. Like where we're going
Oh,
here.
like this, Dennis. I
What's
like
next,
this.
Dennis?
Whatever, I don't know,
Do we go to
Jeff,
vintages
your
or-
vintages,
Yeah,
whatever
perfect.
you do with
Okay.
inside
Whatever
this
you do,
box is
Yeah.
up to you. But when you've finished,
Okay.
outside of the box, these marvelous little cupboards here, you see, and you get a Black & Decker drill and make little
Show
quarter-inch
it over there,
Yeah.
Dennis.
Oh, sorry.
That camera. That's
Quar-
so great.
quarter-inch holes.
Yep.
That allows butterflies to fold their wings, go inside, but birds can't get in. It's not wide enough. And inside, what we've done is put a piece of bark.
Yep.
And if you're really lucky, the butterflies will lay some eggs on the bark.
Oh, no way.
They'll escape. The caterpillars will escape
Yeah.
and feed on things like milkweed and
Yeah.
Queen Anne's lace. And look,
And then you're helping the reproductive system
Absolutely.
of Earth.
and
You're
a
really giving
convenient little thing. You hang that on a service berry in the corner of the garden. Look at you, Jack. It kind of matches your
Yes,
your
I'll just
outfit,
carry it
actually.
around. I think that's
She's wearing a
absolutely.
bright dress, right? The butterflies
Yeah.
might be attracted to her right now.
What is it? What is it about this box that attracts the butterfly? I mean, is there anything
It's the-
color-wise, or they
Well-
just are attracted to
Hmm.
small spaces?
Yeah, you got it. That's
Okay.
that's a ticket.
Yeah.
On a hot day, they want to
Yeah.
get in the shade somewhere.
Yeah.
So that if this wasn't hanging there, they would find a crevice in a tree, or sometime a hole between a pile of logs.
Yeah.
They go in a
Yeah.
pile of logs. So this is just having fun, and
That's great.
you know, Jeff insisted that he would know what to do with the inside of this box. So.
Well,
Well,
I
it's
know
actually
Jeff,
already
and I
been
think
consumed. Is what's happened.
I love it, Dennis. And a great way to keep the kids entertained. You can get them working
Absolutely.
on this
Yeah.
project as well, I
you
think.
can. Oh yeah, because see the stencils here and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
get them
yeah.
to
good.
design their own
All sorts
butterfly
of fun.
box.
Yep.
If people are watching and want to check out Landscape Ontario's website, what is it for us?
Landscapeontario.com.
Perfect.
Absolutely. We're branded on everything,
Including your hand price.
Pasties. Yeah, good.
All kinds of gardening, landscaping advice on landscapeontario.com. Thanks so much, Dennis.
Thank you. You're good.
We're
You're
gonna
great.
take a short break. We'll be right back with lots more here. Richmond Green, daytime on the road.